Lillian White says she never fathomed where...
Lillian White, who is white?
Yeah.
Lily
Lily
White. I was about to say Lily White.
Yeah. God damn, that's a name for you.
I was like, who would ever thought that Lily White would have been an ally?
She's like that.
Lily White, down for the cause, boy. So really, people, this is going to be a touchy subject. And we might, depending on our answers, which I don't know what they'll be, I might be anticipating nothing here. But this is going to be something that is going to be very sensitive. And whatever we say, you know us, you've watched the shows. If you don't, watch some shows that we put up already so you know we stand on certain things. But I thought that this was something that would be interesting to bring up. So in San Antonio, there was a teacher who was fired, and she was fired because of what was on her mask. Has anybody heard this story? Mm-mm. So this has been making the rounds for a little while. So I'll go ahead and just let the news story speak for itself right here.
Was fired for refusing to stop wearing a mask. It says Black Lives Matter and silence is violence.
Lillian White says she never fathomed where...
Lillian White, who is white?
Lily White.
Lily White. I was about to say Lily White.
Yeah. God damn, that's a name for you.
I was like, who would ever thought that Lily White would have been an ally?
She's like that.
Lily White, down for the cause, boy. She's so down for the cause. Her white life don't even matter to her. Lily White, boy.
Changed my name to Black Coal.
Yeah, we can't be. Lily White's no longer an insult.
No.
Yeah, Lily White down.
Black Lives Matter mask would cause such an uproar and lead to her termination from Great Heart's Western Hills.
It's also kind of heartbreaking that this is the reason that I lost my job.
I'm not coming in with any agenda. I just thought it was a good topic of discussion because I believe that there's many different ways of looking at this.
Mm-hmm. Texas emailed KENS 5 saying in part, the school enacted in this unprecedented pandemic environment a policy that face coverings have no external messages.
Well, you know, every black dude like, shit, who's that? I knew it. Lily White down, man. Billy ready. Look at
if I just play my cards right.
Get that
San Antonio's right down the road.
Exactly. Get that Lily White ass on. Look. All right.
She's down.
She's down for the cause. All causes.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a conversation we need to have.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You know what? I do have somewhat of an opinion on this. Kind of, I have some statements to make about this, but I like to put this around the room, and because I see the chatters already saying like, "Well, we like this woman. This is cool. She out there spitting facts." These people who are telling her to take this off. She's down for the cause. So a lot of people already are looking at the story and they have their feelings about it. Martin, how do you feel?
It's a complex issue.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing with schools especially, and businesses also, but they're trying to have no political affiliation, even though they might say, hey, this is what we believe, but we don't want this broadcast, because it's easy to say, well, what if her mask had a Confederate flag on it? Would you tell her to take it off?
Yeah.
And all that? It's the same. Like, don't project anything political. And and they did express to her, hey, we have parents. These are the rules. If you want to work here, don't do this.
Yeah. Policy.
It's policy. Yeah. And so it's her choice whether to do what she's going to do and suffer the consequences as such. On the other side of that is their statement about how we support the black community, and we're committed and down with racism. It's like, you say that, and yet the simplest no effort thing you can do is let this woman wear a mask, and you won't do that.
No, not only won't do it, shit can't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, you got it.
So legally, I mean, it seems like they have good standing and everything. Morally, how I feel like they're full of shit.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
He touched on almost every point I wanted to make, but I'm going to add to that by, her comments at the very end of the interview kind of made me think that they do have kind of a racial problem there. She said she kind of alluded to it. Like, I'm still trying to get them to have this conversation. And then, I mean, look at just body language and what she was saying. Like, well, the parents are going to be coming. So I think they got some racist ass parents at that school.
That's what I think too.
And it looks like one of those private schools. I think maybe, or is it a charter school or a private school?
I think it's a charter school.
Okay.
Charter school.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So clearly, like you can put out any bullshit mission statement that you want to, just to cover your bases. But like you said, they won't let them do the simplest thing. Clearly, they won't have this conversation. If you worry about what parents are saying, I mean, then you're worried about money and all that. But there's obviously been some sort of, well, in my opinion, I think there may have been some bullying, some racism there. And if they're not willing to do that, but past making a bullshit statement, then fuck them. I'm with them.
I mean, I don't. The thing is, I don't know the school, so if there's something like,
I'm speculating,
because I get the feeling, because I don't want, without me knowing the school side, because look, you can actually say I support Black Lives Matter and the Black cause without having to have a mask on. I think this is a kind of a slippery topic right here, because I can see, now I don't know what the school did. If the school's full of shit and they have some kind of history of racism there or something, I don't know what that is. I don't want to like say that without knowing. I'm treading lightly here, because I don't want y'all know where I stand on Black Lives Matter. I'm completely behind that. Y'all know that I mean, you hear me complain about the bullshit that's going on all the time with racism. But some of y'all even get tired of me talking about racism, but it's a big issue right now. Sure. So I'm not one to hold back. But I do think that, even if we're talking about outside of this situation, businesses and, private businesses and organizations do have a right to say, we don't want to politicize the environment.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Even if there is some problems going on, businesses have a right to say that, look, man, you got to understand, we can be behind this, and I'm 100% behind you. But if I let you wear this mask, then somebody else is going to want to come in. They're going to want to wear a Blue Lives Matter shirt,
right.
Which again, I'm not making any kind of opinion on a Blue Lives Matter shirt at all. Somebody might want to come in, wear a Make America Great Again mask, and then
what they did wasn't criminal.
Yeah.
To her, what they did to her wasn't criminal.
No, it wasn't criminal, and I do understand the side of businesses saying, now everybody's coming in with a message here,
Sure.
and we just don't want that around here. We don't want conflict. We don't want to politicize the environment. We have this is policy anyway that we don't do this.
That's a good point.
I feel like again, and again, I shouldn't have to say it, but you know me. I think Black Lives Matter is important. I think the cause is right. I think it's bringing a lot of attention. I think it's misrepresented by people who want to vilify it. I get all that. I don't say it all the time, but there are certain places where they will say, "Don't wear this."
Sure.
And people have a right to say that. And I think today, when you run the risk of people saying, if you don't agree with my side, then you're wrong. And it's like, nah, there are a lot of places where that is their right to do it, and there's a logistical reason for it.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, we have to take training all the time. This kind of human resources training on what's appropriate to discuss openly in the office and what's not.
We don't have that in our listeners, but yeah.
But and we used to have a guy who was a manager who would talk a bunch of Republican rhetoric all the time, and his staff would have to sit there and listen, and his staff were all Black and Mexican women, and I was like, how's he doing?
See, you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't be able to go and tell him, like, listen, I don't want to hear this shit.
Well, see,
I know, but he's their manager, so they couldn't do that, and I talked to them. I'm like, how y'all dealing with this? They're like, we just. He ended up getting
He
fired.
come in and talk
He
to
got
everybody.
fired.
If he came in and talked to everybody, like, well, you gonna listen to my shit. All right, you want to come in and talk to them?
Every
you
so
end up
often,
getting canned. He said,
yeah. I mean, every so there was one or two of them that would going back and forth with him on it, and even his boss would come in and like kind of shut him down. It wasn't so much like, hey, stop talking that. He would just present the other side. But yeah, they eventually did fire
Sure.
him.
I mean,
it was like, man, because I'm not even part of that, but I'm over here and I can hear this.
Right. You're part of
I want to hear this shit, and I don't even care that's what you believe, but I don't want to hear this while I'm trying to
see,
work.
that's what I'm saying. I don't care what side
Time
it
and
is,
place.
because now you're saying I don't want to hear that right wing shit, which is fine. But then again, somebody who, let's just say there's a right wing person there who does not bring politics in, but we're talking liberal stuff all the time.
Right.
You know, they would have the right to say, look, y'all, I don't
Yeah.
come in and politicize anything. Can you please not
No.
do that? It just doesn't make me calm. You know, I think, you know, we feel like, you know, because a lot of this is dealing with something that is important, like racism. We know racism is very wrong, and we know that the movement that's happening now with Black Lives Matter is a result of institutionalized and systemic racism and police brutality and all that. So we feel like, of course, that's wrong. So you should be able to say that anyway, because that's just the moral thing to do.
Right.
But it still is a political agenda, and it should not be brought
See,
out in public in certain
that's the other
areas.
thing, though. When I think about that, I was like, so just saying Black Lives Matter now, rather than that being the right thing, the moral thing, it's like, well, that's no different than Make America Great Again. And it's just like,
But that
Well,
is how
it-
it is now.
but
That's
it-
how
they
it
are
is
the
now.
equal, but I know that's what it's come to. But they should not be on the same ground. But that's what they've been able to raise it to.
I think that anybody should be able to bring it up anywhere, but if you are in a workplace and people trying to get work done, then that's why I say like
No, exactly. I mean, it's sounding like the problem wasn't with the staff; it's with parents or the administration.
Well, yeah,
who's
she
worried about it.
specifically mentioned parents, but
Right.
the same thing. But it's also their company, their school. It's like those two older ladies at Kroger who got fired because they wouldn't wear the aprons with the Kroger wanted to put rainbows on them. They said, "Well, we're Christians. We're not going to do that." Kroger was like, "You're going to wear the goddamn uniform I give you. You're fired." And so they got fired because they wouldn't wear the uniform.
And they probably sued.
They probably they did sue. Yeah,
Yeah.
but, I mean, but it's all pending. But I think that they don't. In my opinion, they don't have a case because Kroger didn't say, I support gay marriage and da-da-da. They said we're gonna put a rainbow on this apron. That's it.
okay, well, is it a rainbow that represents the gay community? Or is it just a rainbow?
I'm sure it represents the gay community, but it doesn't say that. It's just a rainbow on the uniform. And if you're gonna work here, you're gonna wear the uniform.
Well, see, that's why
A rainbow can mean anything.
But if it's specifically there, like, if it's, because they'll know, they're gonna put a rainbow on there, and they'll know. Like if it's a
Sure.
rainbow,
There's some documentation as to what that's about.
yeah,
And if there is, then it would be that Kroger politicized it first.
yeah, and that's why, again, that is why it's not even from a political or moral stance. You get into some legalized issues now. That was a great point you brought up, because you get into legal issues now. People will sue you for this kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, with the school, they could be like, hey, we're behind you. We would like this, but we've checked, and this could blow back on us in ways that you don't see.
Okay, but if you think the lawyers at Kroger, if they didn't put that in the memo, aren't going to just back up and say, we just want to put a rainbow on our uniform, you're crazy.
If it's just a
They will
regular
put that in.
rainbow,
I'm
and
saying if
yeah.
it's not in any memo or anything, they're going to retroactively say that they didn't mean
Yeah.
it that way. And I'm just saying, then it goes back to you wear the uniform or you find another
I don't like what Hobby Lobby does, and Hobby Lobby makes it policy in their health
sure.
insurance, and I think that shit is wrong, because they're politicizing people's lives now. You
Yeah,
know?
you can't go there on Sunday.
Yeah. It's just,
It's true.
yeah, no, you can't. I mean,
but what are they
but that's
doing there?
That's their business that they want to do
Their
that.
health insurance doesn't cover birth control.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's-
I mean, I'm not surprised, but
I mean, it's a private company and whatnot, but then you're crossing a line, man.
Yeah.
Why would you? Yeah, it makes people not want to go there or shop there, or work there or shop there.
I
But
just
Why
thought
are you
this
all in my
was
business?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is when you start to meddle with people's lives, then that's where that's crossing a line. I think, we got to take a look at it. We got to pull ourselves out of the sides that we're on and kind of look at things again from more of a logistical side. Because I tell you, for anybody who's running a business, look, we're creative business. We don't have to worry about coming in here. You can wear any kind of shirt you want to. You can't come in here wearing, or something like that.
I was just going with my swastika.
I know
next
you
week.
have that shirt, and I didn't want you to wear that anymore.
It's one of his favorite shirts.
Just because I like to do that.
I mean,
Damn. That took a dive. Why is it always the third act of this show? Y'all just go. I'm like, is it happening yet? Did I spill pig's blood on me or some shit? Fall in the goddamn Shark Tank? It's at the end of the show, the third act of the show. You Negroes get on me. And I said I wasn't gonna let it happen tonight.
nah, man. I thought that was just a interesting discussion to have.
No, it is. And, you
No,
know,
no.
and the funny thing is with her, with this story, I mean, who knows? But this might end up putting pressure on the school to actually do something to back up their words.
Sure, because she
Yeah.
was very articulate, and I love the fact that she brought up the other issues the school may have about with racism.
That
May
is
or may
true.
not have.
Yeah,
She threw it out there.
Like
though.
it might not be enough for them to just say, make a statement, issue a statement saying like, no, we support the black community, blah blah blah. It's
Yeah.
like this won't let up. We got to actually
Right.
do something.
Yeah.
And she's not hollering out there. She's talking very calmly. Yeah, I mean, I lost my job. You know,
And
da-da-da.
she's not just white, but she's Lily
Lily
White.
White. I was gonna say, and her name will tell
If
you.
anybody gonna get something, I told y'all, black people always got to depend on the white people to get shit done.
But I love the birth control thing. We're gonna protect them babies until they're born.
Until they
Oh,
born.
yeah.
Ain't getting them
And
away
then
from
fuck
me.
'em.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Throw them in the trash now.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we wanted to know. Is it good? Okay, now get the fuck away from me, please. Get that thing away from me.
Good point, so Good point, man.
No, it's a good. It's a great topic.
Thinking about that.